Hey Fume Heads, I've been getting a lot of requests to do a perfume collection video, and I gotta say I was hesitant to do it because I wasn't actually sure how many perfumes I had. Let's count together, shall we? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 40, did I already say 40? I'm confused. 41, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71. I don't know. It's like the Octo Mom. She doesn't know how many kids she has. She just knows that she loves them. And I love my perfumes. This one is Prada L'Eau Ambrée. It's one of my newer ones, and it's kind of a summery oriental. It reminds me of a local Shalimar because it has that smoky amber quality and a little bit of lemon on top. It's lovely. This one is Comme de Garçons 2 Man, and it's one of my many, many incenses. It has an interesting quality of melted candle wax, which makes it a little hard to wear. I don't actually wear this one so much, but it's interesting to smell just right out of the bottle. This is an old favorite, Bulgari Black. Fascinating fragrance. It's a little rubbery. It's like rubber vanilla, smoke, and leather. It's very odd. It sounds weird, but it's actually very sensual and beautiful. Yes, you are. This is People of the Labyrinths A Maze. And oh, this one is so dramatic. It's a little bit like sexy floor wax. It's roses and oud wood and that floor wax. I can't really explain why it's so appealing, but gosh darn it, it is. This is Kouros by Yves Saint Laurent. It's the 80s powerhouse fragrance for men, and I think it's amazing. It smells like slightly animalistic, a little bit like a recently used but very clean bathroom, and incense. Again, with the incense, I love incense. This is Chanel number 5. You might recognize this one, Eau de Toilette. My sister gave me this one. She didn't use very much of it. I haven't used very much of it. I just kind of keep it on standby for reference. It's not really one that I wear, but it's one that I love to smell and I need to know about. So I keep this little lady on hand. This is Bulgari Jasmin Noir. It's the Eau de Parfum, and I love this. The bottle's great. It's almost like a steamship or something, or some kind of, I don't know what it is. It is like a little bit like a ship. And the fragrance is very sensual, a little sweeter than I used to like, but I've definitely gotten into sweeter fragrances. And it's jasmine and patchouli and whatever magical sweet ingredient that makes the teenagers go wild. This is Etro Shaal Nur. It's a very likable vetiver, which is a kind of a rooty vegetal smell. And in this case, it's really lightened up with a lot of lemon. So I find it wearable for me. I don't really like to get too crazy with the vetiver. That's not my scene. This is, oh my goodness, I can't pronounce this person's name. Just to Americanize it, it's Josef Statkus, but it's, I think he's a Lithuanian perfume designer, and it's Juozas Statkevicius. Horrible pronunciation, sorry about that. It's a gorgeous, almost fruity incense. I love it. We can just have an incense drinking game here by the end of this whole shenanigans. A very rich, interesting incense that to me has a little bit of fruitiness to it. This is one of my old standbys by Amouage. It's called Jubilation XXV, and I got my hands on a groovy little travel size of it. And this one I bequeathed to my husband because I realized that I was a little greedy because I do have 70 odd perfumes here, and probably thought I could share the wealth a little bit. But this one is beautiful. It has incense, and it has oud wood and ambers and roses, and I don't know, just like anything out of the Bible that they could find, they threw into this little number. This one is called Nuit Noir by Mona Diorio. And I bought this when I was in London recently. And I was turned on to this one by one of my viewers, Flitter Sniffer. He said, oh, you got to smell this thing. It's disgusting. Except the problem was I didn't remember that she'd said it was disgusting. And all I remembered was she said, oh, you got to smell it. So I smelled it and thought, this is great. I love it. I'm going to buy this. And then found out later that Luca Turin had written in the guide that it was a hilariously bad perfume. However, I'm going to stick to my guns and say that I still like it. That's how it is. Some people hate the stuff you like. You just got to take your lumps. And this one is a very filthy jasmine. It's jasmine with a lot of civet in it, and it just really smells like an animal has sat on your face. And I don't know how pretty a picture that is, but I like how it smells. Passage d'Enfer by LArtisan Parfumeur was one of my earlier incenses when I was starting my incense collection about 10 years ago or so. And this one is, I think it's lilies and frankincense. And every time I wore it, I got this funny, like, inky smell. I don't know. There was just something about it. It didn't sit right on me. I liked it in the store and I bought it. And I ended up thinking that I just always smelled a little just funny, like a writing utensil. It's not really the feeling I want to have when I'm wearing a perfume. So, but I keep it for reference. For reference. Ah, I love this little beauty. It's Bal à Versailles by Jean Desprez. And this is a classic fragrance from the 60s. Apparently, Jackie Onassis, or Jacqueline Kennedy as she was, wore it. And it was one of Michael Jackson's favorite fragrances, apparently. And this one is one of the original Skank perfumes. It's totally barnyard. It's got jasmine in it and roses and, you know, that whole flower meadow full of flowers kind of deal. But it also has a real leathery, personal, unwashed quality. And I, frankly, kind of love that in my fragrances. I don't know what that says about me. But I do like a lot of decadence in my perfumes. And this is really decadent. I love it. It's has a very old-fashioned feeling, but I love that the dry down is leathery and also has kind of a Nag Champa incense smell to it. Chanel Coromandel. If I had to choose just one fragrance out of all these that, you know, if I was going to get sent off to Mars and when I was packing my Mars backpack, I could only bring one perfume, it would be Chanel Coromandel. I absolutely adore this fragrance. It has a wide range of things that it does. When you first smell it, has this incredibly dirty, like dirt from the earth smell of patchouli, and then it also has this really warm, almost vanillic benzoin. Benzoin is a resin that it almost smells like a sweet leather and kind of vanillic. So I like to think of this one as a Lady in the Tramp perfume. The trampy aspect is kind of like the unwashed hobo element of the patchouli, and then it really sweetens up, not sweetens up, but gets more plush and lush. And the dry down lasts forever. I mean, it spray it on your clothes, your hair. You can just keep smelling it the next day, and it just smells beautiful. And it's great for men and for women. It's kind of a all things to all people fragrance, I think. But then on the other hand, I have a friend who used to make a lot of complaints when I wore it and unroll the window in the car and do a lot of pantomime coughing. So maybe not everybody's a fan. Bruno Acampora Musc. This little vial is not very impressive, I have to say. The cork top is a little annoying, but the perfume is very, some of it's already come out. Oh, I have to put on some perfume, too bad. It's a very sensual musk smell that has some other, I don't know, there's violet in there, there's roses, and they combine into a sort of almost crayon smell. It's kind of waxy, sort of odd. I guess musks can be very oily smelling, so this is definitely kind of like an oily, animalic musk as opposed to a kind of a clean laundry detergent musk. And this is one of these your skin but better smells. And in fact, I like to layer this with other perfumes because it kind of, after the initial kind of, oh, it smells a little waxy, it does actually start to smell really beautiful and sensual, and it has almost a furry quality to it. Ooh, look at this great bottle. Bond number 9, Silver Factory. It's part of the Andy Warhol. I think it was the very first one that came out in the Andy Warhol series. Bond number 9 have about 197 perfumes that have something vaguely to do with or inspired by different boroughs in New York or different aspects of New York. And they have some crazy combos in there. I'm not always with them, but this one I'm definitely with. I'm on board with Silver Factory. It's another incense fragrance. I'm a sucker for incense. Got some of the crazy stuff in there. I think there's, let's just see what it has in there. It has violet leaves and, oh my goodness. That is, wow. The thing about their fragrances is that they're very strong. I remember I wore this once to pick up some paint in a paint store, and the man who worked there complimented me on this perfume, and I think I'd put it on the day before and I'd had a yoga class, so through the paint fumes and my yoga sweat and having put it on the day before, he could still smell it. So take that however you want to take it. Oh, it is good though. Yay. All of my happy little perfumes, my perfume friends, they're my friends. I have a problem. I know I have a problem. Is it really a problem if you already know you have a problem? I just love my perfumes. Stay tuned for more of my perfume collection videos. There's more.